Good day, Mike Stenhouse back with you with the Progressive Land of Make-Believe Bad Bill of the Week. This week we focus on legislation so-called the Fair Employment Practices legislation, House Bill 7427 and Senate Bill 2475, which assumes and advances the progressive myth that Rhode Island employers are discriminatory and bigoted in their compensatory and hiring practices. I disagree. I believe Rhode Island employers are not only good business people, but they're fair and honest employers. These job producers don't need more regulatory burdens on them. They need less, as we already suffer from one of the worst business climates in the nation. Let me explain. Right now, and rightly so, there are many state and federal existing laws that protect against unfair wage discrimination. The Equal Opportunity Commission, which you've heard about, is the primary enforcement agency of this. Right now, Rhode Island law says that it would be discriminatory to pay unequal wages for equal work on the same operations. Now, who can really argue with that? That's a good law. However, the progressives who seek equal outcomes for everybody, they don't care about the impact on employers. They want to change the language. Listen to how they want to change it. They want to blur this clear equal work for same operations language to say now comparable work under similar working conditions. Now think about that. That could mean almost anything. That could mean almost any employee could sue their employer for unfair wage discrimination. I mean, what does comparable work under similar working conditions mean? This will lead to divisive lawsuit after lawsuit, frivolously, I might add, by employees against their employers. It's not good for business. The progressives have presented no evidence that current law, and it's good law, doesn't protect against unfair wages. They just want to pretend that this is a problem in their never-ending drive for social equity for everybody, and in their never-ending drive to gain more control over the practices of business owners. We don't need more burdens placed on our businesses. We don't need more laws when we already have laws. What we need is better enforcement, and what we need is better education about existing laws. And what might be most disturbing to me about this is that many insider business groups, the Providence Chamber of Commerce, Rhode Island Public Expenditure Council, the Rhode Island Hospitality Association, through my sources, apparently all had been working with the political class to take the legislation, try to water it down a bit, much like they did last year with last year's paid time off legislation when employers had to pay their employees for not working. This is a betrayal, to their business brethren across the state. Who are these groups to think that they represent the interests of all employers across our state? Now, we've also heard from my sources in recent days that some of these groups may have changed their tune. And it might be because of some of the public pressure our center and others have put out about this and may be now opposed to any form of this legislation, which we are. Listen, we all want equal pay for equal work. This legislation would enshrine a whole bunch new progressive, politically protected classes into law and would impose strict new penalties on employers for these fuzzy new definitions in this law. Rhode Island businesses need a helping hand right now. We don't need more regulations. It's amazing they survive as it is in our state. This bill is based on a false premise. It's a land of make-believe where Rhode Island employers are not fair and just people. They must be defeated. For the Bad Bill of the Week, this is Mike Stenhouse signing off.